Hi, and welcome to another edition of ERISA Sunscreen. My name is Sheri Wronko, and with me today is Asha Ganesh. Hi, Asha.
Hi, Sheri.
Our topic today is user controls as they relate to retirement plans. So many of today's retirement plans have administrative functions that are outsourced to a third party. And those third parties have Service Organization Control Reports, otherwise known as SOC reports, which are issued and describe the internal controls at those organizations. In those SOC reports, the third-party vendor will list the user controls. So let's start with the basics. Asha, what's a user control?
A user control is a control that a retirement plan audit client who is a user of the SOC report should have in place or in operation in order to ensure that the control objectives stated in the report are met.
Great. And why are those user controls important?
Well, if the user entity does not have the controls in place to address the user controls, then the control objectives as stated in the SOC report may not be achieved.
Great. Now, could you give us an example of a user control?
Sure. The plan sponsor is responsible for establishing controls to ensure that participant information sent to the third-party service provider is complete and accurate.
And what should a plan sponsor do in order to address that type of user control?
The plan sponsor should limit the individuals who have access to make changes to the database, and those individuals should have separate logins and passwords, so only authorized users have access to make changes.
That's a great example. Any other controls?
Sure. The plan sponsor should also make sure that data being entered is accurate and supported by documentation in the participants' personnel files. A good control would be to have a second person review the information after it has been entered to avoid errors. It's like the phrase, garbage in, garbage out. If you don't have controls in place to make sure the information being entered is correct, then the reports being generated from that data may be incorrect.
Great points, Asha. So it sounds like it's in the plan sponsor's best interest to make sure that any user controls identified in their SOC reports have been put in place. That wraps up another edition of our ERISA Sunscreen. Use it, don't get burned.